Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of the 2020 World Cup review. Today is the final episode of reviewing the group stages as we're going to look through the final 5 matches of Group 1. So let's jump right into it with the first game. The first game that was played was between England and Afghanistan. England, they batted first and they were very sloppy at the start. At once they were 6 for 57 until Moeen Ali made a brilliant 41 of 33 unbeaten, 4 fours and 1 6. And also at the end from David Willey made 20 of 17, he was also unbeaten, including a couple of sixes. They got the score of 7 for 142. Given where they were, 6 for 57 of 10 overs, it's actually a really good score. The bowling figures for Afghanistan, Nabi and Khan, they were both fantastic. They both got 2 for 17 of 4 overs, so that's very economical from both of them, and got a couple of wickets. So they got the score to some 142, and it turns out that was enough, as Afghanistan couldn't quite make that total. They made 9 for 127. Some good hitting, 22 of 27. Shenwari the strike rate wasn't at its best, but he still made 22. But some power hitting from Shafiq at the end, 35 of 20 deliveries. He was unbeaten, including 4 fours and 2 sixes. Gave him a little bit of hope, but it was just too little too late. Rashid, he got 2 for 18 of 3 overs. David Willey was fantastic, 2 for 23 of 4 overs. But man of the match was Moeen Ali for his brilliant knock of 41 that actually helped them get the victory on the board. England, they got away with that result, but they keep their semi-final hopes alive with that win. They need to beat Sri Lanka to secure their spot in the semi-finals. The next match that was played was between the West Indies and South Africa. South Africa, they batted first, and they made 8 for 122. Thanks to a great knock of 47 from Quinton de Kock. He made 3 fours and 1 6 in his innings of 47. Some power hitting in by Weiss, 28 of 26, making a couple of fours, getting to 8 for 122. The West Indies, they bowled really well. A few people got 2 wickets. Andre Russell got 2 for 20 off his 4 overs. Chris Gayle bowled, I think for the first time in this World Cup. He got 2 for 17 off 3 overs. And Dwayne Bravo, 4 overs, 2 for 20 as well. When they came out to bat, well, they made the total with a couple of balls to spare. A couple of big knocks. Charles, he made 32 of 35 deliveries. And, man of the match in the end, Marlon Samuels, he made 43 of 44. He had 6 fours in his innings. Really steadied the ship for the West Indies and got them the victory on the board. Imran Tahir was the best of the bowlers. 2 for 13 of 4 overs, which is quite impressive. And as I mentioned, Marlon Samuels got man of the match. So that win by the West Indies has secured their spot in the semi-finals. The next match has been played was between Sri Lanka and England. And England, they batted first. They made 4 for 171, courtesy of a brilliant unbeaten 66 of just 37 balls from Josh Butler. 8 fours and 2 sixes was in that. Roy, he made 42 as well, 3 fours and 2 sixes in that inning. So they got it to 4 for 171. Sri Lanka with their bowling, Van der Sar was fantastic. He got 2 for 26 off his 4 overs, which is very good from the young leg spinner. As Sri Lanka could not get that total, they made 8 for 161, but they didn't start very well. They lost 4 early wickets, but Andrew Matthews, he tried, 73 of 54, he was unbeaten, 3 fours and 5 sixes, so he had a real go. Kapu Jadera, he tried as well, 30 of 27 deliveries, and Pereira, 20 of 11. They had a crack, but they just couldn't quite get the runs in the end. Jordan was fantastic. He got 4 for 28 off his 4 overs. David Willey, he got 2 for 26. And man of the match was Josh Butler for his brilliant score of 66. So England have secured their spot in the semi-finals with that win against Sri Lanka and hoping to make an impact in the semi-finals and hopefully getting into the final. The next match that was played was between the West Indies and Afghanistan. Afghanistan, they batted first. Afghanistan, they made 723 and Zadran was fantastic, unbeaten, 48 of 40 balls, 4 fours and a 6 was fantastic. And Mohammadi up the top order, he made 24 of 22. The bowling figures, Badri was definitely the pick of the bowlers, 3 for 14 of 4 overs. Andre Russell was also fantastic, 2 for 23. And you thought the West Indies would make that easily. Guess what? It was a big upset. They did not make the total. 8 for 117 they made. Not really much there. Dwayne Bravo, 28 off 29. Charles made 22 off 15. But they couldn't make the total. The bowling figures, Khan and Nabi, once again, those two, they actually got 2 for 26 off their 4 overs. So they both bowled fantastically. And this was a great win by Afghanistan. A big upset of the tournament, this one, against the West Indies, who probably weren't at their best. They probably didn't care too much about this match, but I think it's great for Afghanistan. They got a bit of confidence towards the end of that, leaving the tournament on a high note, so it's a great win by Afghanistan. The last match that's been played was between South Africa and Sri Lanka. Both teams playing for pride. Sri Lanka, they batted first, all out for 120, bit disappointing. The top order started well, Chandimal and Dilshan. Chandimal made 21 of 20 deliveries, Dilshan made 36 of 40, but other than that, really, Shanakar 29 out, but other than that, not much to see, 120 all out for. Three people got 2 wickets, Carl Abbott 2 for 14 of 3.3 overs, Vengiso was fantastic in his first game, 4 overs, 2 for 26, I believe he was on a hat-trick as well, so he bowled really well, and Beredin, I think, was his first game as well, 3 overs, 2 for 15. And South Africa, well, they won by 8 wickets, they won pretty easily in the end, they got it, with I think just under 3 overs to spare. Hashim Amla was unbeaten on 56 of 52, 5 fours and a 6 in there. Duplessis made 31 of 36. And AB de Villiers finally made a few runs on the board, unbeaten 20 of 12, including 2 sixes. But the man of the match actually went to Vengiso for his 2 wickets. And South Africa, they win the match and end the tournament on a high note. So we look at the table right now, we can see that the West Indies and England, they're both 3 wins and 1 loss. West Indies have a better net run rate, which means they finished on top, England finishing second. South Africa, they finished 2 wins and 2 losses. They finished third. And Sri Lanka and Afghanistan, both 1 win and 3 losses, but Sri Lanka had a better net run rate, which means they finished 4th and Afghanistan bottom. So that is it for all the group stages. We are now heading into the semi-finals. So the 2 matches that will be played, the first game is between New Zealand and England, and the second match is between India and the West Indies. So in the next episode, I will be previewing these 2 matches. So until then, bye for now.